Hannah Stallbaumer, right? Okay, make sure I'm saying that right. A native of Frankfort, Kansas, pursued her education at Washburn University, where she has earned degrees in physical therapy assistant, PTA, and health science. She began her professional career with STARS Therapy Group in Hiawatha, Kansas, working as a contract employee across 4 different nursing facilities. It was during this time that Hannah developed a deep passion for working with the elderly. Following her family's move closer to her hometown, Hannah transitioned away from STARS and returned to academia to obtain her registered health information technician degree. Upon graduation, she realized her preference for hands-on work rather than an office setting. This realization led her to rejoin Crestview, her favorite nursing home, where she now serves as the therapy and safety coordinator. However, her most fitting title at Crestview remains helper, reflecting her commitment to making a positive impact in the lives of the residents. Chantel McClain hails from a rural area in Kansas and is a devoted wife and mother of 3, 2 girls and a boy. Her journey in healthcare began as a certified nurse's assistant, a role she cherished until she became a mother. At that point, she shifted her focus to become a daycare owner and provider, running a successful home-based daycare for 11 years. In 2019, Chantel returned to her passion for nursing by enrolling in the Licensed Practical Nurse program at Washburn Institute of Technology. Since then, she has gained valuable experience working in both hospital and long-term care settings. Her dedication to the geriatric population, which she feels a deep connection to, led her to her current role at Crestview Nursing and Residential Living. At Crestview, Chantel has taken on multiple roles, including floor nurse, infection preventionalist, wound nurse, and MDS coordinator. Over the past 5 years, she has made significant contributions to the facility, combining her diverse skills and experience to enhance the care and well-being of the residents. So now I'm going to hand this over to Chantel and Hannah. And I unfortunately have to go to do another. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. We are not going to be your traditional presenters, as we are clearly not presenting material, but we live in what you guys probably do every single day of being in the facility, knowing your people. And they asked us to present this just to give you kind of our perspective of what our nursing home and how we kind of make this all work. So we are from a small skilled nursing facility located in Northeast Kansas called Crestview Nursing and Residential. I think it's locked. A little background about our facility. We are small. We have 34 skilled nursing home beds and 6 residential beds. So we have a separate hallway that has like assisted living, as some may know it as. Our management believes in the traditions of community-based care. This is implemented through our staff, volunteers, families, and friends who have dedicated themselves to the care of the elderly. We are currently on level 7 of the sustained person-centered care home. So we have worked many years trying to get up and peak as high as we can. And I think our last one is a mentor facility that we haven't quite executed. Today, we're going to focus on some of the ways that we engage and empower our team to keep the longevity of staff and allow our staff to feel just as home as our residents do for themselves. And hopefully it will maybe give you some ideas or at least some perspective on what we do to try and keep our staff flowing. Let's start. Oh, I forgot this part too.
Okay, no, that's okay.
There's our cute little place.
Do you want to run it?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm just going to read this to you. I kind of wrote it up and I thought I'm going to botch it up if I don't just read what I wrote. So chances for growth of the workplace. Growth in the workplace involves enhancing skills and expanding responsibilities, which can significantly boost employees' sense of value and belonging within the team. When employers actively support their staff's development, it often leads to increased motivation and dedication. This in turn transforms employees into valuable assets, positively impacting the workplace and their lives of those that they serve. Additionally, personal growth can enrich employees' minds and help them find deeper meaning and fulfillment in their work. Internal growth also builds and creates a strong foundation for your facility that will impact it for years to come. So we're going to talk about, just like Hannah said, things that we do in our facility, but we also want to hear feedback from you guys of what you do in yours, because this can be education from both sides. And we have a little gift here too for people who interact with us that we're going to give you a little prize. So we're going to talk about just some specific situations in our facility and stuff that, specific individuals. So first up, we have Jeremiah. Jeremiah, and his head's cut off over there by the little picture, but
He's a little guy.
he's a little guy, very little guy. So Jeremiah is a young CNA at our facility, and he faced numerous challenges in his life and was raised in a single parent household with limited resources. He dedicated much of his earnings and support to his mother and siblings. Despite all of his hardships, Jeremiah's dream of becoming a nurse remained a guiding light for him. At Crestview, our administrator and our leadership staff took Jeremiah under their wing, providing the mentorship and support that he needed to grow. With our encouragement, Jeremiah pursued online college courses to fulfill the prerequisites for nursing school. His hard work paid off when he was accepted into the nursing program at Baker University. The support from Crestview didn't stop there. Our team rallied to help Jeremiah get everything in order for his new chapter. We provided him with a computer for his studies, furnished his apartment, and even found him a place to live near a bus stop. Our administrator went above and beyond by co-signing for his apartment lease to make sure that he had a stable home. Due to his personal circumstances, including his mother's reluctance to allow him to obtain a driver's license, Jeremiah relied on others for transportation. So our administrator, which I'm going to point her out, that's Sarah in the black shirt right here in the second row. She is the administrator at Crestview. She, along with Hannah, have provided transportation to and from Topeka. So we're in Seneca. It's about an hour, 20 minutes or so. They drive there every Thursday or Friday, pick him up, bring him home to Seneca, where he works weekend shifts to make money, and then they drive him back. In addition to that, this is written in here, so I'm just going to keep going actually. But anyway, they go back and forth every single weekend on their own time to make this happen. So our cooks additionally pack meals up. They freeze meals, plate them after every meal, and freeze them so that Jeremiah can take frozen meals home with him every weekend when he comes back, so he has meals to eat all week long. So Jeremiah's journey is a testament to the power of the community and the profound impact of genuine support. Through the dedication of our team, he's not only advancing in his career, but also building a better future for himself. Jeremiah's growth and success are not fueled by the encouragement of our staff alone, but by our residents as well. Many of them have taken a special liking to him, oftentimes showering him with love and warmth, and Jeremiah is like a cherished member of their own family. So he just needed someone to give him a chance, and Crestview did just that. So do you want to talk about this next section? I don't know if I can. Okay. Because it's nearing.
Okay, I can talk about it.
Read that.
Okay, second up is Kylie. Kylie began her journey at Crestview at 14 years old. She began working as a dietary aide. And for some of you who know, in rural facilities, you pretty much start when you're young and you start at the dietary aide, or you go into laundry and you suddenly develop a love for the elderly, and pretty soon you became a nurse or a CNA, or it gets you different places. So Kylie started working when she was 14 years old. She was this shy, quiet young girl, and she blossomed through relationships with her coworkers and the residents. And by 16, she had become a CNA. she had the ultimate dream to become a healthcare worker and ultimately went to school to pursue a career in nursing. She would come back to Crestview during her summer and college breaks, but unfortunately, her path was interrupted by a back injury, resulting in emergency surgery to correct a badly herniated disc. Once recovered, ooh, I should show you this one. That's her herniation. It was bad.
So the reason why I can't talk is because.
This is Chantel's daughter. So she couldn't tolerate standing on her feet for long periods of time. She couldn't deal with the heavy workloads that a lot of nursing and different things have to do. And so she couldn't do the 12-hour shifts, and she had to take ultimately a step back. Her mind kept telling her to return to Crestview and how much she missed caring for those that lived there. It was then that she realized that geriatrics were her favorite age group to care for. The geriatric community gave her meaning and purpose. She found it rewarding, like probably most of you do. So she not only wanted to care for the elderly population, but she wanted to be a part of the guiding others to care for them the way they truly deserved. So here came her dream of possibly being a long-term care administrator and maybe even possibly owning her own facility one day. She reached out to Sarah, our administrator, and asked how she could turn this dream into a reality. They set up a time to meet with her and invited her into her home on a Sunday, where they spent a long time looking at schools to figure out a path to pursue to go into administration. With the help of Sarah, she decided to get a degree in gerontology. She's currently working full-time and completing online schooling to make this dream a reality. She has recently obtained her SSD, her activity director, her restorative license, so she can be involved in all the departments. As an administrator, it's imperative, I think, that you know which each department does and how they're supposed to work. And so that's what Kylie wanted to do to understand how a true facility works. She went through and got all of those certifications to make sure that she knew what each department actually did. She's looking into the CMA course right now, as well as the dietary manager. Kylie's dedication and growth have not gone unnoticed. She's beloved by the residents, who cherish her genuine connections and see her as a valued part of their community. They take pride in watching her development and some of her biggest cheerleaders. Because Kylie currently comes 1 or 2 days a week, and it's neat to see our residents just kind of rally around her because they've lived through this with her, the back injuries and everything else. And anything else you want to say about Kylie?
No, I just was gonna break down something like, you gotta take it over.
That's okay. Okay, this is another thing that we did with our residents as well. This summer, we had a privilege of hosting 8 college kids who came back to our facility during the summer. If you work in a small facility, you know it is important to have college kids come back to give you a break, because you have been busting your bottom for how long, and 8 kids that came back from the summer was huge. So we decided to give them a little back to school party. The residents wanted to take their views and what they thought of them and throw them kind of a party. We brought it up at resident council meeting, and after that, we just kind of ran with it. But them coming back allowed our regular employees to take much needed, deserved time off and enjoy vacations. And what's kind of neat about all 8 that have came back is all 8 of them are pursuing some sort of degree in healthcare. I sometimes think it's scary to look at some of these people that are working in healthcare now and think, oh my gosh, these people are going to be taking care of me when I get older. So I think, as somebody who works in this scheme of healthcare, that it is imperative to try and get these people to come back and to do good things. So all 8 of those, 6 of them are going into nursing, which we clearly know that is a field that needs some nurses. One's going into speech pathology, and one was considering a future in physical therapy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's our people. Here's our facility. We organized a back to school party in their honor. Initially, it was suggested by one of our staff members, but later embraced and planned by our residents. It was decorated with festive back-to-school themes. All of our residents were eager to express their gratitude to those who cared for them, and supporting them in these efforts is vital. Helping them demonstrate their appreciation fosters a positive environment. And yeah, these are all of our little kids who showed up, our little college kids that showed up to our party, and yeah. And then there's our little residents, sweet little Linda there. She's our celebrity today. So yeah, that was one of the little ways that we try to encourage our more people in healthcare is probably a good thing.
So now we're going to talk about workplace boundaries. So maintaining a good work-life balance is important. You don't want to burn out all your staff. So you've got to have something figured out in your facility that works. So this is where I do want to hear from you guys on what you guys all do in your facilities, if you wouldn't mind sharing. But maintaining a good work-life balance is crucial for all employees' well-being and preventing burnout. At our facility, we understand this is important, and we strive to create a supportive work environment. We offer flexible scheduling, and I mean very flexible scheduling. You know, we have to people have kids, people have emergencies, and we just try to rally. Everybody tries to pick up where needed and make it work. So whether it's a 2-hour shift or a 12-hour shift, we work to align schedules with individual circumstances. For example, we have a family or a staff member who's a mother of young children, Bailey. She's sitting next to Linda down there. She works from 8:30 to 2, and that way she can be home with her kids in the morning and home with her kids when they get home from school. We may have others that come in and work 6 to 8 in the morning, you know, just to kind of cover those 2 hours. To ensure that staff remain informed without needing to take work home with them, we offer an office chat app, and everybody has this downloaded onto their phones. It's accessible on all workplace computers, and it allows staff to catch up on updates and changes within the residence and just daily happenings, incidents, anything like that. For scheduling purposes, the app also is available on staff phones only. For the staff only has it on their personal phones for scheduling. So there's just a scheduling page, and that's the only thing they see when they go home. So if there's a shift that needs to be picked up or something, then we can send it out on there and they can respond, whatever, but they don't see everything else coming through to their phones that happens all the time, just specifically on scheduling. And then when they come to work, they can get on their computers and see all the things that have happened since they've last worked and anything that they need to know. We also keep a binder in the CNA closet table that has a report sheet in it. And every day the CNAs are to write down like anything that they notice about the residents, anything that's different, anything that needs to be done. And then every day, you know, when you start your shift, you go in and you read that and you get report from your CNAs and the nurses, and you can, you know, be a little bit more knowledgeable about what's currently going on with your residents. By implementing all these practices, we aim to support our staff in balancing their professional and personal lives while staying well-informed and engaged in their work. So what kind of things do you guys have in place in your facilities? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
So it's kind of everybody plays an important role.
Right. 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 Yep. And we do have a lot of people like that have been CNAs, but they may be like, we have an assistant administrator who will come in and cover, you know, hours too, because she has a CNA license as well. You know, so I mean, that's big when you have people from other departments that are, you know, cross-trained in other areas that they can come in and help with all those things and just make it all happen when emergencies do happen. Anybody else? Yeah.
We do. I was an administrator at the time and I started nursing. It was kind of like in the middle of COVID when things were crazy. And she came to me and she said, I love these elders and I love my team, but I'm burnt out. I can't sleep. People are calling me all the time and I just can't keep doing it.
Yep.
So I did that to my team, and just said, can I share about your burnout? What are we gonna do? And so we just talked about that and the decision was made. We wear multiple hats. So like our MBS person was also our CDM. So there were 5 of us on the management staff and we all made the decision that we would become at least a CNA and that we would develop an on-call rotation. So everyone, our business office manager, myself, I was not a CNA. I became a CNA and we now have like an on-call rotation. And so our director of nursing, he takes calls once every 5 weeks now. And the only time that, she's always backed up because she's director of nursing. I can be a CNA on the floor, but I can't be a nurse.
Yeah.
So it's really helped salvage like her sanity and help her work-life balance. But what we really saw that has helped even more than that was the way our staff on the floor responded to that. Because when we have a staff shortage or a call-in, whoever's on call, 90% of the time it's a CNA call. And so whoever's on call, we fill that shift. We don't revert to agency. And so for them to see us working alongside with them and helping the elders that they've grown to love and that we love versus calling an agency staff in, that's gone so far with our floor staff.
Yes,
That's been their work. And financially, it's been pretty good too.
Yeah, I would agree. That's wonderful. And I think too, that having other people come in too, if you only have so many nurses that can do both jobs, but your nurses are also picking up as nursing shift too. I mean, that takes a little pressure off of them as well. So, I mean, I think that's wonderful. Yeah.
For scheduling purposes. And I would also like a messaging part in there that, if night shift has someone that called in for the next night, and be like, hey, I have someone that called in for the next night, is there anyone to be willing to shift? So that was really helpful with the on shift and being able to have like administration, anyone in the offices to be able to come onto the floor and help it. It's really a confidence booster for the team on the floor as well.
Yes. Yeah. And I will add this too. We have what's called weekend warrior shifts. The weekends, I'm sure you can all attest to this, are the most difficult shifts to fill sometimes because nobody wants to work those. But we have weekend warrior shifts that people who want to work those, they can maybe get a little bit higher of a pay. There's incentives to that, for them to buckle down and do that shift for us. And that has helped a little bit too. And then also I have to say that, the paid time off, our administrator does want people to take that. She wants people to take their vacations and honors that as well to make sure that everybody does get what they need and does not get that burnout. Anybody else? About it on that page. It's stuck.
Okay, including staff and central leadership. Central leadership in nursing home plays a crucial role in upholding high standards of care, ensuring operational efficiency, and fostering a positive work environment. Despite the size of your facility, there are always opportunities to involve all of your team in leadership initiatives. To effectively include staff and leadership, consider incorporating them into various work groups that you may have, such as QAPI, quality assurance. We have some who just have what's the word I used? QAPI, falls and safety committees. While these committees offer upper leadership, integrating CNAs and housekeeping staff into these discussions is invaluable. The frontline team members interact with the residents daily and have unique insights for their needs and perspectives. For example, our housekeeping, a lot of our housekeepers probably know the residents equally as much or know more about our residents from just being in their room, cleaning their room, mopping, chatting with the residents than, maybe some other even realize. I mean, yes, our nursing is quick and in and let's chit chat, but our housekeeping staff is in there probably for 15 minutes and chatty. And once you start to know somebody, you kind of form that nice relationship with them. So involving all staff members in the decision-making process not only enriches the quality of care, but also empowers them and it boosts the morale. One effective way to enhance staff morale and engagement is through team building activities such as potlucks. We like to do those. Organizing our party planning workshop committee. And these gatherings often reveal valuable insights and issues that may not surface in a formal setting. Sometimes people don't like to talk in a formal setting. And if you sit around it with a plate full of food, just chatting about the facility, it's amazing what bright ideas can come about. Integrating every department into your peak team. It can be highly beneficial. You include your CNAs, environmental service staff, and these committees ensure a holistic approach to problem solving and quality improvement. So we did this and I thought they talked about it in one of the other presentations I was in, but during Nursing Home Week, we had a committee that wanted to engage activities to assess how well staff knew their residents. So I posted daily just pictures from around our facility to see who knew where each room was, or where was this, bedspread, or where was this light, or where was this picture, to see if you actually do pay attention to your facility and your residents. And I have to say that despite everybody, nobody got the score right in all 5 days. They didn't even know the facility well enough, which I get it. I kind of pick some hard things like lights because we have different light fixtures everywhere. But it was kind of neat to see who actually knew what was in the facility. Empowering staff through cross-training, and we kind of spoke about this earlier, in planning and executing tasks can significantly improve job satisfaction and performance. For instance, offering 24-hour kitchen access involving staff in meal planning can address diverse resident preferences and dietary needs. As the long-term care industry evolves, maintaining strong central leadership and engaging staff at all levels will remain essential for navigating challenges and meeting the needs of both residents and staffs. All of our CNAs are fully trained at night. When somebody is hungry at 11 o'clock and wants a grilled cheese, they will fully go into the kitchen and make a grilled cheese. And it kind of goes back again to all the cross-training things. But if you teach these people and empower these people to do it, it's amazing how many people can do things. And, you don't have to rely on a dietary staff to come back in, or however your facility executes that. But our dedicated staff understands their daily responsibilities and consistently makes informed decisions to ensure effective operations. I think during this presentation, it's important to note that Chantel nor we don't hold an administrative position. I have a background in therapy and she's a nurse. Our administrator manages a variety of responsibilities and sometimes is away from our facility. So that's why we think it's important that you build those people up to do those things and to empower them so that they can run it, that you don't have to rely on one person as your administrator to say, nope, or, oh, we better call our administrator to see if this is okay. It's I think she trusts us and we trust her enough that we can execute a decision and go with it. And everyone kind of collectively goes as a team. In our peak meetings, how we got to level 7, and I don't mean to throw her under the bus because I didn't think she was going to be here, but she doesn't even come and sit in our peak. So all of our peaks that have got us to our level 7, she doesn't believe it should be an administrator role to do it. It's not the administrator that performs all of the peak operations to get you up. It's your staff that is actually going to be the one to get you up there to implement these things to the residents. And so most of the time, she doesn't even sit in on these because she just trusts us enough to, let's go. We have been trained in it, we know it, and we can do it. Also, I will say, we have never had any agency staff in our facility either. That's why it is so important to support and empower your staff, because we have just really tried. And again, as they've said up top, you know, building those different roles that people can step into, because sometimes with those agency people, they don't know your facility, they don't know your residents, they're in and out. And I know we've all lived through COVID. And it's hard with staff, but if you can really empower them and try and get them better, like with how we spoke about Jeremiah, one day maybe he will be back and he will be our nurse because we helped him get through that, or the different things with Kylie, and we have several other ones, but okay. I forget to ask.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So benefits of engaged and empowerment and longevity of staff. So we believe it's crucial for employees to find joy and purpose in their work. When employees see meaning in their roles, it not only enhances their own job satisfaction, but also positively impacts the entire team and the community. Team leaders play a pivotal role in this by recognizing and nurturing employees' strengths. By focusing on these strengths and providing opportunities for skill development, leaders can help employees reach their full potential. Our administrator embodies this approach by supporting continuous learning and professional growth. She is committed to sending anyone eager to learn to classes, webinars, and other educational opportunities. Personally, I've greatly benefited from this myself. She's enrolled me in relevant webinars and conferences and everything that's just helped me to gain skills and knowledge in my field and just helped me to just bloom, you know, and I'm not saying I'm great, but I'm better than what I was when I started, you know, and it's because she has allowed me to get educated. And that's very, very crucial, I think, in any role for any employer. I skipped over a couple sentences there. My experience at Crestview has been very transformative. While many healthcare facilities may underestimate long-term care workers, I can attest that the depth of knowledge and skills that I've gained here at Crestview has surpassed anything that I have learned elsewhere, including the hospital setting. The challenges I faced and the dedication required at Crestview has been unparalleled. I'm proud to be a part of a team that has driven positive change and it makes a real difference in the lives of those that we care for. At the end of the day, what truly matters is how well we take care of our individual residents that are entrusted to us. Crestview has been a place of immense personal and professional growth for me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute meaningfully to our community. Several of our team members have dedicated many years to our facility, and we have a list in our building that has how many years each person has served. Hannah, our helper here that does everything in our facility, she heads that up and she'll post that in a framed portrait just for, you know, visitors, or just, it's kind of neat to walk by and say, this young lady right here in the green shirt has been with us for 47 years. 47. This is Jeanette. So Jeanette, she started off at Crestview in 1977, correct? As a housekeeper and a bed maker. And in 1979, she transitioned to the CNA role, where she served until the year 2000, where she took on the activities director course. With 47 years of experience, she is a remarkable asset to our team. And a big part of that is Jeanette takes our CNAs, our young ones, new ones to our facility that haven't been in our community. You know, they may have worked elsewhere where things were done differently. And she is so patient and so kind with these people. And she cares for our residents so much. She wants everybody to know the proper way. And she is just wonderful at taking all of our CNAs underneath her wing and just teaching, showing, guiding, directing, helping, giving advice, and just being there for them. Like I said, she's an activities director right now, but if anyone in our facility needed any help with anything, she's going to be the first one to jump up and go help. So give her another round of applause. We have many pictures here of her.
Some old school pictures.
Yes. And she helps everywhere. You know, she helps everywhere. Even laundry, you know, housekeeping. Jeanette, the only thing that she hasn't done is the nurse job. And that's just because she would do that too if she could. Our facility has a unique way of fostering deep connections with its staff. We have seen several individuals return to us after initially joining as a high school student. Many have also volunteered to explore opportunities elsewhere, only to come back realizing the special environment that we offer. This reflects a strong bond, a bond and a sense of belonging that our facility nurtures. I honestly don't know how we do this, but I will tell you, I was one of those people that I worked both in a hospital setting and Crestview for a while. And I started at Crestview. I wanted to grow in my knowledge and work in a hospital setting as well and gain some skills. So I kind of PRN'd both places, basically making it still a full-time job. But I'm going to tell you what, I just felt, I don't know what it is about our atmosphere. I don't know, because I just missed it when I was gone and it just drugged me right back. And I feel that this happens with maybe some of our college students too. And I'm very hopeful that it happens with all of those college students that you saw on the previous slides, because, you know, we just, I don't know if we just care about each other enough. And I feel that peak, not only you need to care for what your residents need, but your staff needs as well. And I think that once you bring it home to fit everybody's needs, you're just going to hit it out of the park. So I don't know if that's what we do. I feel like we sure try. And maybe that's why people come back. But we do have several that just, they go for a little bit to see if the grass is greener on the other side. And they're like, I miss Crestview. And they just walk right back on in. So I guess I don't know how to explain it. And I just hope that in your facilities, you can build and grow that kind of a team as well. So understanding and implementing PEAK and its principles is an ongoing process. We integrate education about PEAK into our facilities and staff meetings, but it's essential that we lead by example. Empathy and flexibility are vital, especially when working with residents who have cognitive impairments and dementia. Our approach involves meeting residents where they are and adapting to their needs. And I feel like we do that with our staff as well. In essence, we work with our residents' home. We work in our residents' home and are their supportive guests. Our role is to facilitate their daily lives in a way that honors their choices and preferences. By doing so, we ensure that every resident receives the care and the respect that and care that they deserve, making their experience as fulfilling and as comfortable as possible. So you guys have heard us rattle on about Crestview. I want to hear about your facilities. Go for it.
Here, and I feel like I have finally found my calling in life, and much of it is due to this wonderful lady right here. She mentored me and she has done every job in her admission and does it without ever complaining. She's always trying to support and help everyone else in our facility and our staff to foster that caring, kind, supportive environment. So I'm just very, very grateful to these people and plan on many, many more years. I want to be a long timer. I started out in DNA with handicap adults.
Very well, very good. Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. Yep. Anybody else? No? Well, I just have to say that I'm going to call her out because she's here. Sarah, just wave your hand so everybody knows where you are. She's going to show up and listen to us and make us feel nervous. We're going to embarrass her too. She is really great about knowing the needs of her people. And I think that that's important if any of you are in an administrative role. she's invested in not only her residents, but her staff, and she takes very good care of all of us. And I think she kind of is good about also recognizing when someone's going to burn out, you know, and trying to just help with the schedule to make sure that this person can have a break here and there. She's really good about giving people what they need and what they want. Like I said, flexible scheduling, but I mean, you can only be so flexible too, because you need your shifts covered. So it's a fine line you got to walk. But I guess I think our staff knowing that she's there for them too is very beneficial.
Okay, now time for why I think Peak really invited us to speak at this conference. We have a baby. We have a little Harper baby. Harper, maybe I should focus because Harper kills everybody. Allow me to introduce Harper. She is one of our beloved Crestview staff members. Tara, Harper's mother, initially hesitated to apply for a position due to her pregnancy. When Tara started working at Crestview, she was 6, 7 months pregnant. She had graduated college in a vet tech program, but she was pregnant. She didn't think she wanted to be around animals or something that may kick her stomach, and was just going to stay home and wait till after the baby was born to get a job, but knew she probably really needed a job. Our dedicated staff, again, small talking from one person to the next in a social setting, encouraged her to apply, knowing that personal referrals are invaluable for recruitment. At that time, we had an opening in our laundry department and Tara joined our team. Shortly thereafter, Harper was born and she quickly became known as the Crestview baby. Some people call her Sweet Pea, some people call her Sugar Pie. She has all sorts of names, but Harper is her real name. Her birth certificate says Harper. With the approval of our administrator, Harper began accompanying Tara to work. Our employee break room quickly became the hub of support for Tara and Harper. Staff members generously provided baby essentials from toys to pack and plays to walkers to rattles to toys just sitting in people's offices, because Harper got passed. She got passed from residents, clearly, as you can see, as well as staff members. The residents contributed a lot, bringing items for Harper as they became aware of her presence. Each morning, Harper would explore the facility, sometimes in a carrier attached to her mom, other times being passed around among staff, much to everyone's delight. As Harper grew, her presence brought immense joy to our residents. Her coos and playful antics, especially as she zoomed down the hall in her walker, rekindled some of the cherished moments and memories of their own children. The residents, who often received few visitors, found great comfort and happiness in Harper's company. On September 8th, and Harper probably got more food than what she was supposed to in the first year of her life from a candy cabinet. On September 18th, Harper celebrated her first birthday. At the resident council meeting, residents requested a birthday party for her. They took charge of selecting decorations and food, and several residents' families provided gifts for the occasion. The party featured a smash cake, and the entire community came together to celebrate. The event allowed the residents to reminisce about their own children's early years and highlighted the deep sense of belonging at home that we strive to create at Crestview. The joy and connection Harper has brought to our residents are profound. Watching her grow and interact with the community has been a heartwarming reminder of just how much a child's presence can uplift the spirits of the elderly. We must remember that many of our elderly residents grew up in large families, often caring for multiple siblings or living close to them. Today, some of our residents are separated from their children and grandchildren by great distances, which can leave a significant emotional gap. The presence of a baby in our facility helps fill this void, bringing joy and a sense of connection. Our hope is that Harper will continue to grow up within our community, creating lasting memories and perhaps even inspiring her to pursue a career in healthcare. Crestview is committed in supporting our employees in their career development, encouraging them to pursue continuing education and explore various career opportunities. This commitment is exemplified by Tara, who after joining our laundry department was supported enough by our staff to enroll in a CNA class. We believe it is essential to offer these growth opportunities as they contribute to both personal and professional development.
We saved the best for last.
Harper. We hope you learned a few things from our facility that you can take back from your facility, but if you have any questions, we are more than happy to answer, or different ways that you have provided growth. This is just a few things that we do to really try and just keep people with us, and we have the longevity of our staff that we do and haven't had to deal with agency, and just really, as Chantel said, what Peak actually exemplifies is just getting it all, not just for us and our upper management staff, but for everyone doing it. So anyone want to share anything about their facility? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We do have scholarships
We-
available.
So Jeremiah is actually 26 years old, even though he looks like he's 12. And I think that's why part of our residents like him, because they think he's a young man still, even though 26 isn't bad. But they treat him, they try and find him a girlfriend. They do everything. It's kind of sad, but Jeremiah, he initially just started taking online classes slowly. And then once he got to that point where he could, he applied to several nursing programs and got into Baker. So Crestview offers one person a scholarship each year that goes into the healthcare field. And honestly, if we get several that are adequate applicants, candidates, yeah, we'll give them more than that. But Jeremiah, that's how he started. And yes, our office administrator, our assistant administrator, Carol, actually sat down and helped him fill out FAFSA, because I think it was just like 3 days before he was supposed to start down in Baldwin. He's like, I have no money. And it's like, how do you not have money? So this has really been a community event trying to get this kid to succeed, because again, his mom didn't pursue him to get a driver's license. So he was trying to find the cheapest apartment in Topeka. And it's like, you cannot live in the cheapest apartment in Topeka. You will get killed. You will get murdered. You will get sex trafficked. You cannot do this. You are 88 pounds. He is like, he is a little that I said something, and I still fear that he is riding the Topeka Transit bus all over
Yes.
Topeka by himself.
He was a very, very sheltered guy. And when I say he had no resources, he had no resources. We were his resource. I should say Hannah, Carol, Sarah, I mean, they really helped get him on the path he needed to be on to follow his dream. And without, there's probably other people in the world like Jeremiah that just don't have someone to lift him up. And I think that, if you see those people in your workplace, maybe they don't know how to ask for help or anything either, but you do have to lift each other up. And I did have an exercise we could do, but
I think we're
I don't
running
think
out
we
of
have
time.
time, but it was kind of an uplifting thing. So, just notice, I guess just one thing I wanted to say is, you have to find the anchors in your facility. Something I read somewhere said, you have to imagine your facility as a ship. And with the anchors down, that ship doesn't sail. But when the anchors are pulled up, it's flowing, it's moving, sailing just fine. So you find the weak parts in your facility and you try to fix that. You try to lift that up and you try to fix it.
Answer your question. We also have at any point, an employee self-promote themselves by taking any course. They take those courses in a way that facility pays for activity,
Social service.
any of those kind of courses, and then they get a raise once they get that. So not only do we pay for it, then they also get the raise, and then they help with those departments.
And why it's so important to be cross-trained.
Yes. Yeah.
And we just pray that state doesn't walk in someday when I have to be doing the laundry, because I still have not been properly trained, but I can do laundry. As I'm sure a lot of you have, you just do those things that you need done, so. Well, thank you for coming, and yeah, we're around if you have any questions, but